Hey y'all, welcome back to Made Some Medicine with Vix. That's me. I'm a second year medical student at UICOM Chicago, and I come to you weekly with videos about my pre-med to med school life, everything in between. For those who are new here, welcome. For those who are returning, hey y'all. And on today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why I have a tutor as a medical student. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about because I was about to just jump right in. But I also recorded some of my tutoring session from last week so you can hear some of the questions I asked my tutor and the things that we go through and we work through in the session. So at this time, if you have not done so already, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Hit the like button, y'all. Like, for real. It made me feel good. All these things. It also brings more attraction and attention to my channel. So, you know, my whole goal of creating Made It to Medicine was to reach the lives of other pre-med students, to let them know that, like, your journey to medical school does not have to be linear. And if it isn't linear, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be a physician, that you're not going to be able to serve that patient population that you want to care for. But also that there's more than one way to reach your route, more than one way to reach your destination. And then it turned into me also bring y'all along on my journey as a medical student to see the highs and the lows. This is not going to just be some social media highlight reel where you only see all the great things about medical school, y'all, because there's a lot of bad things about medical school. But I am still grateful to be here. So also subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on so you don't miss a beat. All right, so wow, what is this in my face? All right, so with tutoring, I did not get tutoring as a child growing up, so therefore I struggled with standardized test taking pretty much all of my life. It wasn't until I sat for the MCAT that 5th time that one of my dear friends told me, I think you need a tutor, can your parents pay for it? Long story short, they paid for it. I got what I needed to get on the MCAT. I got to where I am today as a second year medical student. Voila. But I got to medical school and I was like, you know I should probably get a tutor, even though they talk to us about tutoring and orientation. But I'm not going to get one because I don't like that. I don't want a tutor. It took me to get to week 6 of a 6-week block, and we have a whole week to study. So let's say 7 weeks to say, like, yeah, I really need a tutor. Got the tutor too late. I failed the test. Y'all know that story, right? And if you don't, I'll link that video up there about failing that exam. But there are several reasons now that I understand and know why tutoring is important. And it's not just for students who are struggling. Like, please get that out of your head. You don't have to be failing. You don't have to be struggling to get a tutor. I tutor high school students now and elementary students. And some of my students, it is just for support. Like, I'm talking, these kids know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. For the most part, like, I'm just there to support them and ensure that they are doing the right things. So tutoring is a good thing. I actually think everyone should have tutoring, like every student along the way. But the reasons why I'm in tutoring, number one, to share my successes with my tutor, to let him know that what he's doing, what we're doing together, what we're working on, it is successful, it's beneficial to me. So I talk about my quiz from the previous week and like how I performed and how the questions we went over, they actually prepared me for said quiz, right? So welcome to my Zoom tutoring session, even though I really don't want to be tutored today, I want to go to sleep, but it's okay, we're gonna get it done. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Well, actually I'm tired, but such is life. How are you?
Pretty good. Skating on by.
Yeah, that's literally how I feel. I'm like, ugh. I haven't gotten through all the lectures because we actually had class this morning and then 2 lectures in the afternoon, and I came home and took a nap. So when we go over these questions, some of them, I might not be the best with them, but that's okay. I'm gonna try my best. I've been working on an abstract for the past 2 weeks, and I thought when I submitted it last Wednesday night, it was gonna be accepted. I did 5 edits. Finally got an email from my PI today saying, oh, this looks great. I made minor edits. I didn't even track them. This looks good for submission. Oh my gosh, thank you, because I think that's why I'm so tired. Research and then neuro and psych. It's a lot. It's just a lot going on. But yeah.
Well, it sounds like you are getting there.
I'm trying my best. I am trying my best. Also, it's for accountability. I don't always want to do things. And I was saying this to a friend last week that I think it's so crazy that I can make a promise to myself or I'll say like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then when the time comes, I'll quickly dismiss whatever that idea was. But if I say it to y'all, if I say it to you, my YouTube family, my Instagram family, my Twitter family, whomever, if I say it to just one person, it's like, wow, they're about to hold me accountable. So that's why I have a tutor, for accountability. What I'm not gonna do is look stupid in front of somebody else, which is crazy that I'm like, well, in front of myself, sometimes we know some things, sometimes we don't, because we don't want to study sometimes we do. But in front of you, I'm never about to look stupid, because I know I'm not stupid. So there's no reason for me to even portray or give that energy off, because this not that over here. So y'all, I am so tired. I'm about to have tutoring on Zoom in like 7 minutes. I have not even gotten through all the lectures for the week. I have 2 lectures left. Court case was like a drag this morning, because I was just like so preoccupied with other things on my mind. And it's just a lot. And it's like, typically tutoring is used to hold me accountable to get through the material, but we had 2 additional lectures today, and we usually finish the week on Fridays. This week is ending on Thursday, but I'm tired. I think I'm realizing now that when I tell people I need 8 hours of sleep to fully function, I mean it. I got, I think, 7 hours last night, or 7.5, 7 the night before, 7 the night before that. Can't tell you the last night I got 8 hours, but it's really catching up to me. But anyway, this is me showing you, what it's like to be a medical student and getting tutored. Like, there are reasons for my behavior. There are reasons for this. So, and then number 3, the reason why I have tutoring is to work through problems. There are so many questions question sets that I go through throughout the week. And sometimes, if I get tired, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the answer. That's what they say. All right, let's move on. But in tutoring, he's not gonna let me do that. Like, I will literally try to click to the next formative question. He's like, oh no, go back. Let's further discuss this. Okay, so you said that this was your answer, but why? Tell me more. Okay, so if it's C, why isn't it A? Why isn't it B, D, or E? Like, what is your logic behind it? And these are good test-taking strategies, because the practice questions that the school gives us, 9 times out of 10, that same question is not going to pop up, but the topic will, because the topic is something that we have learned over this long block that I'm in right now of 9 weeks. Like, it's something that I would have come across at some point. The true benefit of being in a tutoring session is to go through, to dissect, and to analyze these practice questions that I'm doing. And it's to help me build up the routine, the regimen, the stamina to do this when I'm on my own. It's like, it's all cool and dandy that I do this with him, but everything that he's teaching me in my tutoring sessions is to propel me to move forward, so that when there are times when I'm not with him, like, we only meet once a week for maybe an hour, hour and a half. So what about all those other hours that I'm studying? I have to use those tools, those skills on my own, like whether it's in a study session or it's just me on YouTube studying with y'all. Here are the practice questions. And of course, the first one is pharmacology. But let's see. Seeing that I've only seen 3 of these, I don't know what chlorpromazine is. I know that clozapine and, is it lithium? They're used for bipolar disorder, but I'm not sure if it helps with suicidal ideation. So the only one I could really think of with no real reasoning is risperidone, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so I think with this one, it's a guy with schizophrenia, and he's been using kind of the, typical antipsychotics, right? Like haloperidol and aripiprazole. Been doing a mix of typical and atypical.
Yeah.
Still has suicidal ideations. We want one that can also be used for the suicidal ideations. And I think specifically for that one, I want to say clozapine. Atypicals, the way that they break it down is by the side effect, like adverse effects, mainly.
You know what? I'm actually cheating though, because I got my book wide open. But it says that this is the only one that's not a first generation. These 3 are
atypical.
Yeah. But I guess the thing is since he's having some negative symptoms, you don't treat negative symptoms with first generations, do you?
Yeah, so typically with the typical antipsychotics, it's for like positive symptoms. You have your book out, but I do believe clozapine is also for schizophrenia with suicidal ideation.
They don't even have it in first aid. It just says aggranulocytosis for side effects,
Go to clinical use.
Seizures.
Section above it.
Oh, used for treatment-resistant with persistent suicidality. Let me highlight that. Yeah, I think that for me, that's been the hardest thing with Pharm this week. It's knowing like the use, the mechanism of action, and the adverse effects.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part.
So in conclusion, like I didn't even really have to ramble or go on too far with y'all because like it's accountability. It is to share successes and to also share lows. Like if I perform poorly on a quiz or if I perform poorly on the exam, I want to share that with my tutor because they know how I have been studying. So they can tweak some things and tell me, okay, well, this was good. And this was something that we probably might need to adjust and do it a different way the next time. But I think that the best part is the question analysis, because the best way for me to learn is to do questions. Like, yeah, Anki's cool. It'll tell me like some facts, but the facts are not in the question stem. The facts are not completely how I learn. The facts are not how they're going to ask the question. So being able to break down the language and to answer the question that they're asking is key, because they will throw some answers in there where it's not even like this is mix and match, but no, that answer could be correct, just not to the question that they're asking. So I also tutor, I think like 4 days throughout the week, which is crazy, y'all. I honestly do too much. I need to get myself together. But things that I tell my students, I find myself kind of not listening to my own words. So when I am in my own tutoring session, I have to reflect and think about, okay, you know more than you think you know. Yes, this is true. But also, let's break down this question. Highlight keywords, highlight your clue words, circle your clue words, and then go to the question, what are they asking me? Before I even look at these answers, I need to be coming up with an answer to the question. That way, the test writers cannot trick me. And oddly enough, UICOM isn't even really trying to trick us on the exams. They want to just make sure that we know what we're supposed to know and are prepared to take our board exams. So I want y'all to let me know down in the comments, have you ever been tutored before? Have you ever had a tutor? And if so, when was your first tutoring session? For me, my first true tutoring session wasn't until, I think when I was in PMP, the pre-matriculation program at Rosalind Franklin. At that point, I was 28 years old. Like, wow, that's crazy that my first real tutoring session was that far. Like in college, I was getting tutored or worked with another student, but it wasn't formal tutoring and it was not consistent. And so the key to anything in life is going to be consistency. Like my father says, the universe rewards consistency. And it's true. If you're going to be consistent with something, if you're working on it with someone who's been there before, so they're helping you along the way, because you can consistently do the wrong thing and you're not going to improve. But as long as you have someone guiding you, I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference. So if you don't have a tutor, if you've never had a tutor, and if like you're not a student, but you're watching my videos, you need a mentor. You need someone who's been where you are and you want to get to where they are. You know what I'm saying? You want to propel, you want to advance in life. So I hope y'all enjoyed this week's video about tutoring. And y'all, there's no shame in being tutored. Like, I will shout from the mountaintops. As long as I'm passing my classes and I'm learning while I'm there, who cares that I have a tutor? Like, they're not about to ask me when I sit down for residency interviews, oh, well, did you get tutored through medical school? And if they do, guess what? I'm about to say, yes, I did. And I'm gonna tell you why I did, okay? So yeah, like be confident in your abilities and confident enough to ask for help when you need it. But that's all I got for y'all this week. If you haven't done so, please again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, comment down below, all of those things, and I'll see you next week. Bye.